Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, March 31st. Thanks so much for joining in to our weekly webinars. Just a show of hands, if you will, if you can see my screen and hear me. Thank you, everyone. Excellent. Awesome. All right, so let's get right into the agenda. I'm going to brush right back past the fact that today is the last day of March and tomorrow is April Fool's Day. I think we all feel that this might be our national holiday for those that deal in the health insurance industry, but let's just gleam right over that. The first bullet point, last chance for UPMC is today for a 4/1 effective date. This is the last day to write a case and get compensated. And of course, last week we talked a little bit about how they're requiring you to quote now. You can still quote on their portal, but if you want to enroll on Marketplace, you need to go directly to healthcare.gov for the UPMC folks, or you can, for off exchange or even assistance on exchange, you can call the Producer Assistance Hotline, which that number is 855-306-8276. If you need that number again, just let me know. I'm happy to give that to you. After today, if you're not selling UPMC, the only carrier on the individual under 65 block that is paying compensation is Independence Blue Cross, which is only available in the 5-county Philly area. So that's the last carrier that is paying during the special enrollment period. I do feel confident, again, that as of 11/1, the carriers will pay compensation again for open enrollment. And of course, that runs 11/1 of this year to 1/31 of 2017. The carriers have to file their plans early May, so we should start the game again and find out hopefully before November 1st what we're up against for 2017. And obviously, as much as I know and find out, I'm happy to pass that on to you. Just a special note on the next bullet point, the 1095 for catastrophic plans. I tried to get a definitive answer and wasn't able to, but then did find it from another source. The 1095s are not being distributed for catastrophic plans. They don't have to be. So if you sold anyone a catastrophic plan and you're waiting for that 1095, or they are, there's no need to wait to file their taxes because they're not going to be receiving one. Also, there was an odd sort of thing that occurred this week. We had one of our agent partners call in, and their client received a 1095, and it was like 50-some cents off in premium. So she did a little searching, and then I in turn did a little searching. And on healthcare.gov, it talks about if there is a discrepancy in the 1095 that it's not showing the full monthly premium. It doesn't mean that it's an error. They said that the monthly premium on the 1095 may be different from what was expected because of a couple of things. One of them is essential health benefits. They said that the plan includes benefits in addition to the essential health benefits required by the healthcare law, like adult, dental, or vision benefits. Then the 1095 will be reduced for that portion of the premium associated with those non-essential health benefits to reflect the lower premium. Makes really no sense to me, and we've tried to find out from the carriers if they're aware of this and if they have any sort of chart on premiums and the portions of premiums that may not be included in the 1095s, and of course we have no information. So just be mindful of that. I don't think it's a huge deal, but I did want to at least bring it to your attention in case you get questions. Changing hats a little bit, group health. If you're doing your group health through URL, you should know by now that some of our new offerings as of January are complimentary summary of plan documents, POP documents. For groups 20 plus, we are, and they're groups written through us, we are doing complimentary Cobra administration. And we also have a service, and again, it could be a fee-based service, or depending on your participation in your contracts and the business that you write with URL, the 1095, it could be a free service as well. So these are all new services that we're adding, and we're going to continue to add as the market demands, because, I mean, let's face it, it's no longer going out to your employer groups and spreadsheeting and talking about the lowest premium. There's a whole lot of other conversation that needs to happen, and it's compliance and summary of plan documents and notifications to the new hires, the new employees, you know, the forms that you have to give to new hires. You know, so there's a whole lot of other stuff to our job now. I'm sure you're aware of that. And we're trying to accommodate that by offering these services. So if you have questions about them, let me know. I'm happy to talk to you about them. Oh, next bullet point makes me see red, because, you know, I know that we didn't get in this business to become a not-for-profit agency or agent, and we all write the business, not only because it's the right thing to do, but because we're earning a living. So on top of the carriers delaying compensation, there are other issues. And as you all know, Capital Blue Cross put out a blast that said that they were going to take a snapshot as of February 9th, and then the commission statement or the commission payment that you'll be receiving this month is going to be an estimate. And then they will take another snapshot and correct any missing cases or incorrect payments, etc., on the April statement. So that's still the case, but they were supposed to be released today, and they're not. They will be released on Monday from URL. And if you have questions on what you will be receiving via your direct deposit, I would encourage you to reach out to Brandy Coleman. She will be able to give you the amount that you will be receiving for both Capital and Geisinger on Monday. And she can be reached at extension 143 here at URL. So again, if you have questions on and just want to know what you're going to be receiving, then she's the best source to go to. The high mark compensation is going to be released around the second week of high mark. We get in those feeds earlier in the month, around the 10th of the month. So I did talk to Brandy today, and they're expecting to release the high mark compensation second week of April. Also, if you worked through our Easy Enrollment Center and referred cases to us for us to write individual health, those referral fees will be going out also in about 2 weeks. So again, if you have any questions, best source is Brandy, but I'm certainly happy to answer your questions as well. The next bullet point is something that I thought, you know, you could look at it as a negative or a positive, and today I'm going to choose to look at it as a positive. CMS is putting out a shop video. They're putting it out on social media, and it's going to be everywhere. And it's really just encouraging employer groups that may qualify for shop plans and the employer tax credit, or the small business tax credit, excuse me, just kind of encouraging them to look at the shop program. You know, I think of this as a positive because, of course, the government's doing the advertising, and it is not an easy process. So I do think there's opportunity for you to look for groups that might fit into this mold, and also, you know, talk to them about the shop program. Don't forget that, you know, Elise here in our office is pretty well versed in the shop programs and enrollment, and if you do need assistance, that's another service that we can offer you. So if you do have a group that fits into that that bucket, you just let us know, and we'll help you out with that. Pennsylvania Association of Health Underwriters Day on the Hill is next week. It's the 5th of April. I did include in the handouts today the registration form. Again, if you're interested in talking with your legislators, your local, you know, state reps, then it is something that I would encourage you to do. You can talk to them about the pain points that you've experienced during this enrollment season, your concerns moving forward. It is the day that you can really have that face-to-face with the powers that be and the people that can maybe affect some changes. You're never left alone, so it's not like you're going to be in a room with your representative alone with, you know, crickets creaking. We're always in groups, so if it is something that you have time for or you want to get involved with, the registration form is attached, and I would encourage you to do that, and you will see me there. I will be there as well. Next bullet point, Self-Funding 101 webinar. The date has been changed. It is April 21st at 2 p.m. now. That's also a Thursday. It's just got bumped back a week. And, you know, this is something that we wanted to offer because a lot of the self-funding, well, the self-funding groups, a lot of the PPACA provisions and requirements are outside of the self-funding models. So you can really, for the right group, and I stress that, for the right group, have another option to look at. So it is something that I think that you should be well versed in, if not for this enrollment season, most definitely for the 2018 enrollment season, for those non-PPACA plans that are extended, because I think when a group goes from a grandmothered status to a PPACA status, they're going to experience a rate increase like they've never experienced before, and everything should be on the table for that group to look at. So trying to help you out and get you well versed in the self-funding models, employer models. And that really is it. That brings us up to the open forum, and let's see what we have here as far as questions. Well, not many. I have one question, and Nate says, any talk or chance of commissions going up a little with commissions not being paid through the year? I know staying in the individual market and doing this charity work has gotten me points with the big guy upstairs, but I have to eat too. Nate, I think that's a great point. I don't think that commissions are going to increase. I'm just hoping they don't decrease enough to make it not worth anyone's time to do. But again, it's really all on what is filed and what the Pennsylvania Insurance Department approves, and then the strategy based on that from the carriers. So you know, there's too many variables. I just don't think it's going to go up. Sean says, please, what is the date for the self-funding webinar and time? It is April 21st at 2 p.m., Sean, and you'll be getting an invitation shortly. They're working on that right now to get that out. Well, that looks like all of the questions today. I appreciate everyone joining in. Reminder, next Thursday the 7th is our weekly webinar. Again, we'll continue to hold these until we have nothing left to talk about. And I don't think that's going to happen with this ever-changing law. But, you know, as always, I thank you so much for joining in. I thank you for your business. And I hope you have a great day and a great weekend. And enjoy our National Health Insurance Broker Day tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.